Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very self-indulgent live stream. Aren't they all? Today I'm addressing this video that really took off on my second channel, my memes and YouTube poop channel. I've been uploading more there, and I've been uploading more on both my channels. Been having a bit of a lucky streak lately, and I'll talk about some other things that I'm really happy about that happened on both my channels later on. But the main topic, I'm going to talk about this one that really blew up. So I actually, a lot of the comments kind of made jokes like, "Yo, you've been waiting forever to post this," and it's true. I came up with this video a year ago, and this was posted on the 1st of October, and the wait was worth the while, because posting it on October 1st I think was a big part of why it took off. Now let me show you the meme. Let's not dilly-dally. For anyone who hasn't seen it, which I think is probably a few of you guys, let's hit play on that. Just muting because of copyright. That's the meme. There you go. Now you've seen it. So it's very simple. It's unbelievably simple. So simple that it seems a lot of people seem to think that it's pretty much unedited. I think yeah. I posted on TikTok as well. You get a lot more comments on TikTok. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, I'm never unhearing it. I mean, that's fair enough regardless, but okay, I'm not finding any great examples. But I think generally people aren't fully sure if it's edited. And we'll address that. We'll get to whether or not it's edited very soon. But first I'm going to tell you the story because, like I said, I came up with this a year ago. So, you'd think, oh, you came up with it in November, so you couldn't post it. Well, actually, I came up with it in October. So I did post this. You can see this is the recent one that I uploaded on the 1st of October, 2025. But if we scroll down a bit, we will see some very similar shorts. Look at that. Now, we'll address this Cuban Missile Crisis one in but a moment. I'll get to that, okay? But this is pretty identical. The thumbnail's different. If we list by popular, they'll show up next to each other. The thumbnail's different, but as you can see, the caption is the same. Now, this did decently well, but if we go in here and we go to the description, I'm not sure why this shows as a square, but the one I posted recently does not show as a square. I'm not sure. I don't think I did that on purpose. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Don't know how this works. This was posted on October 18th. Okay, not the ideal date. So it didn't quite get the same traction. It didn't explode the same way. That's the first problem. The first problem, yeah, there's a few problems with this particular upload. So first of all, you have the date was not ideal because I came up with the joke in the middle of October. Second of all, and this is the biggest one, YouTube made for kids. You can see there's no comments button on the side. That's because, well, YouTube set this video to made for kids, even though I set it to not made for kids. And just because kids can enjoy or laugh at a thing doesn't mean it's made specifically for kids. Obviously, I think that's pretty obvious. The fact that they forced it to be made for kids really peeved me, but there was nothing I can do. I changed the description to put the F word in it and say this video is not made for kids, but they rejected my appeal And so once it hit 500,000 views, it just killed the video. It got no attention from there. So it was actually accelerating, excuse me. But YouTube just killed it then and there. So the date was not ideal. It got set to made for kids. And there was a third problem, but I have forgotten the third problem. So those are the main two problems with this one, I guess, then. Oh, there was a third problem. The third problem is that I lost my monetization at the exact same time, around the same time, like a couple days after this was uploaded. So the approximately like 100 quid that I would have gotten from this video, YouTube pocketed it for themselves. Why did I lose my monetization? Well, I can explain it pretty briefly. It's a deep cut, but basically, this YouTube poop channel, Legume, or the full name Legume YTP. Oh my god. I hate computers, I hate software, I hate YouTube, I hate it all. Why did it just glitch like that and play the video without playing it? I don't know. That was really annoying. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. We should kill all computers. Anyway, ignoring all that. This channel right here got banned in 2023. Now, thankfully, this ban was a false ban, and eventually YouTube reinstated my channel and told me, sorry, you did nothing wrong. It was our bad. I have emails to prove that. I made a whole live stream about that when I got the channel reinstated, but the channel was gone for a long time, over 6 months. It was gone for over half a year before YouTube put it back up. So that was very annoying. That was very annoying, but I was very happy to get it back because it was quite devastating to lose it. Unfortunately, YouTube has a little policy that says if you don't upload for 6 months, they might take away your monetization. And of course, I couldn't upload for 6 months because the channel didn't exist for 6 months. It was falsely banned. But no amount of YouTube support chats would ever allow for an exception in their perfect systems that... So, even though I had been posting all the time since my channel was reinstated, they still eventually took away the monetization, and it just so happened when I uploaded the original version of this. So I think that partially impacted it, and also it was just annoying that I knew I would have gotten my biggest payout from any new video I'd ever had in my entire 13 years on YouTube, and they took it away from me. So that was a little annoying. I then uploaded this one. It didn't do so well in comparison, but it still did quite well for one of my shorts. The idea was, this got hit with the YouTube made for kids thing, and that killed all the traction. So if I readjust the meme so that it's about a serious event in history, maybe that will dissuade the algorithm from describing it as made for kids. So it's the exact same meme, but I was looking up like famous events that happened in October, and let me tell you, it's tough. It's tough to find something that's like shocking enough that it makes for a good meme, but something that's not insensitive, right? It's a really hard line to walk, and there's always going to be some doubt. There's always going to be people who, but I don't think people. This is too edgy now. Age restrict this, right? As soon as you step 1 foot outside of made for kids, it gets age restricted 18 plus, Yeah. I mean, it did not get age restricted, thankfully. But yeah, that is just too typical of YouTube, isn't it? I mean, you're able to have a video that's that YouTube proscribes as made for kids, but also prescribes as 18 plus. Like, that has happened before, not to me specifically, but it has happened before on the platform. So things are very broken on YouTube. We don't need to get super into that, though. We can talk for hours about that. I have prepared a few other versions of this with other serious events in history that I think are not so sensitive that it'll be offending people, but it's like sensitive enough that it will be funny, that it will actually like work as a meme. But I don't know. I don't know until they're uploaded. So some of them are actually just not sensitive at all. They're just random fun facts about October, like, oh, Snoop Dogg's birthday is in October. So I think that I have one scheduled to go up on Snoop Dogg's birthday about that. But obviously, you know, I waited then, and thankfully I got my monetization back, and I uploaded this. Clearly, it's gotten a lot more than 500k views. So you might be wondering, how did I get that to happen? If YouTube automatically slams it with made for kids once it hits 500k, why did this not get hit? Well, I put fuck in the description from the get-go. From the very beginning, I had fuck in the description. And maybe that hurt it in the algorithm in some ways, but clearly not enough to stop it from exploding, thankfully. So this worked out. It worked out. And one of my favorite little comments was one of the earliest comments left on it. Again, from Lucy, my girlfriend. Let's hope YouTube Kids lays off this time. Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course I replied, I put fuck in the description, so fingers crossed. And people really liked this interaction. Because it's true. Because it actually was true. I love that. I love that you can get so much out of this meme, not just from the meme itself, but just from the lore about how it was YouTube Kids'd in the previous upload and things like that, you know. So the revenue that I gained from this is more than made up for the revenue that was taken from me with the last upload. And it got so much more popular than the last one because I uploaded at the right time this time. And I took measures to make sure that it is properly labeled as not made for kids. So all three of the problems with the previous version have been fixed, and that explains the success of this. But it's all retroactive, isn't it? This could have easily just flopped like any other upload, and it would have been kind of expected because social media, you just can't predict, right? We can retroactively say things like, oh, you know, this caption has people asking the question like, what has this scene got any relevance to it? It makes them watch through the entire clip to the end where you get the punchline at the very end. So people are watching through the whole thing. It gets them curious. And it's a piece of media that is very recognizable. It's not reliant on anything obscure or niche. It's asking about the month. Everybody knows what month it is. And it shows a clip from a movie that so many people have already seen, you know. So you can say all these things about it to retroactively justify why it did well, but it could have just as easily done really poorly. You know, I feel like there's a lot of videos that I've uploaded where I really felt like it could have exploded at least somewhat, or at least done decently, but then just completely flops. That's just the story of YouTube and social media. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much the story with this. I guess I can show you the project file now to prove that this is me who did it. This is the original timeline, and it's a bit more extended, you know. I've got the full scene up here, but I didn't include the full scene. I didn't know whether to just include this tiny clip of him saying October or do a more full thing. I felt like it's a better meme if you have a bit of a build-up. It's more satisfying. So I started from here when he pulls out the gun, because it's kind of an extreme thing to start with and it kind of hooks people. That's another bit of retroactive justification for how it did well. And you can see here, this other track, you've got the trying to circumvent the made for kids version. But yeah, let's address the editing, because there is a very small edit. Oh God, my webcam is lagging. Sorry about that, guys. Look at this, listen to this. October. Let me actually turn that up. October. So there was only one comment that I saw that clearly understood that it was edited, and it was on TikTok, and there's so many comments on the TikTok, I can't find it again, but it said, fun fact, this person took the 5.1 surround sound format, they took the surround sound version and isolated the channel with the dialogue and like chopped off the beginning to make it sound like October. And I actually do that a lot. A lot of my memes use that technique, but this one was a lot simpler. It was a very simple just cut. It was a very simple cut. I just took out a very tiny amount of it. So let's do a little comparison. October. But if we just let that play out normally, October. There you go. So there is an audible difference. October. So that's the secret revealed. There is a very small edit there to make him say October. Actually, I'll address the copyright of everything as well. Oh my God, my webcam is absolutely shitting itself today. Let me see what I can do about that. Hopefully that fixed things. We shall see. This video is copyright claimed. All versions of this video are copyright claimed. I don't have my account logged in here because I'm isolating the browser that I'm using to preserve for personal information and stuff. But trust me when I say this has a copyright claim on it from the owners of Despicable Me. Same with these two, because it's mostly unedited, so the copyright claim system is going to grab that. Fun fact about YouTube Shorts, that doesn't matter. YouTube wants to be like TikTok and wants to be just as friendly to the use of copyrighted content and songs and things that TikTok are completely fine with. So the system is very different. On a normal YouTube video, you get served an ad when you watch the video, and that monetizes the video directly. But on Shorts, people get an ad for every like 10 videos. So there is no ad on your short. There's an ad in someone's feed across many shorts. And they do some calculations and they divide it up, and basically, whether or not you have copyrighted content or not, you do get the same amount of monetization from YouTube Shorts. Which is kind of awkward. It's kind of unfortunate because there's a lot of channels then that just upload Family Guy clips completely unedited and make a lot of money from it probably. Yeah. But obviously this is a meme. This is a punchline, completely unique. But I don't need to fight that. I don't need to make an appeal saying, please, it's fair use. I don't need to do that because YouTube Shorts work different. You don't need to worry about that. So that's the copyright of all of it. Now, I do have a main channel upload version of it, which is just much shorter. So avoiding the copyright, it's just the edit of him saying October. October! And I think that's fine. Yeah, I like this version because it's very shareable. You know, you can share it with a friend or you can post it on a forum if you're using forums, you know. Just a little reaction clip. October. Nice. Anyway, next year I think I'll post it again. Probably a different version though. Either with a different caption, or I might remake it in a very special way that I'm going to keep to myself. But if I don't manage to make that, then I will just basically just re-upload it and hope for the best. But now that it actually has done well, it's probably being re-uploaded on TikTok by other accounts and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. I mean, it didn't do well on Instagram Reels at all. It only got like a very, very small amount of views in comparison. But again, on TikTok, it got 1.6 million. Lots of likes and comments. You know, TikTok, the ratio of likes and comments is a lot higher on TikTok compared to YouTube Shorts. So it's just interesting that there's more engagement there. I'm not sure how that works, you know, how they achieve that, how they create that culture of more engagement on things. But it makes the app more addictive. I've always, for the longest time, ever since, you know, when I created these channels in 2012, I've always wanted to see who leaves a like on my videos. Because you can make your likes public, just like you can make your subscriptions public. And if your subscriptions are public, then I get notified when you subscribe to me. But if your likes are public, then I do not get notified when you leave a like. And that is especially lame if you're a small YouTuber and you mostly just get likes and don't really get a lot of comments. I mean, hopefully this streak of luck that I've had will carry on. As you can see, you know, this is doing well, this is doing well, you know, compared to how things have been doing before, typically, you know, in the hundreds. I mean, there have been some outliers, but I've been posting more often and it's been paying off. Same with here. Especially with this Peace Walker video, 13K, that's really good for the main channel. And I gotta say thank you again to everyone who left a comment on this. It's been very positive. It's been very, respectful. Definitely gonna make more of that. Yeah, and this had only 400 views for a while, and I was thinking, all right, fine. Nice that this did well and this seems to be doing okay. I'm probably not going to keep doing more Twin Peaks YTPs because it just did kind of average. It did decently enough, I guess, but whatever. But then Very Tall Bart, popular YouTuber, gave it a shout out literally one day ago. And that was just wonderful to see. This is Very Tall Bart. He does a lot of political YouTube poops, a lot of like making fun of grifters and right-wingers and Trump and things like that, which is quite refreshing for the YouTube poop space. Not that it hasn't been done before, but they've got a good mixture. There's some political stuff and there's some less political stuff. Some just Simpsons, cartoons, Steve Harvey, whatever. Oh, yeah. They did some awesome Invincible YouTube poops. Have you seen the clip, we can be bees. You can be a bee. That's from Very Tall Bart. And none of his Invincible YouTube poops actually like got millions of views or anything. They just got clipped. His videos do tend to get clipped. Like this one was really good. But this got clipped again and put on Instagram and did amazingly, and I got shared it and everything. So if you're looking for the originator of some fantastic YouTube poop memes that have been going around, Very Tall Bart is responsible for quite a few of them. And Very Tall Bart, you know, not only shouted out my recent Twin Peaks YouTube poop, but they shouted out this other channel a while ago called Cece, who makes similar who makes similar political YouTube poops. Also quite good, I would say. Thumbs up to this channel. Very funny. And honestly, these two channels, Cece and Very Tall Bart, have kind of inspired me in my latest burst of... Oh, thank you, Galboni, for the sub. I'm not sure which... which that was, which channel that was. That was for the main channel, I think. Maybe. I don't actually know. I don't have them properly labeled. Okay, cool. Ding. But yeah, I'm glad that this got a few views. Again, things have been like these recent uploads that I've been uploading a bit more frequently, been a bit more free to just upload whatever I want, whatever I feel like, without feeling the pressure to be consistent with everything else I've uploaded. And it's been working out. Even though they don't do so well at the start, after a day or two, they kind of find an audience a little bit. At least this one did, and this one did, and this one definitely did. So yeah, I guess I want to express that I'm really grateful for my recent lucky streak, and I feel revived and renewed in my confidence and my ability to create good stuff. Yeah, but yeah, the Very Tall Bart and them, they inspired me with my latest streak of YouTube poops to like not care so much about being super hyper with it, super detailed, super all the visual effects all the time, and just allow myself to make a shorter YouTube poop, like a 30-second one or just a 4-minute Twin Peaks one. That's like a nice length, obviously, but for the last few years, I've been doing like 30-minute YouTube poops of full cartoon series, and I've been making them super efficient. Like there's like multiple gags a second, like it's really fast paced. Like again, here's another one, 25-minute She-Ra YouTube poop. And I've had a great time making that stuff, but obviously it's not very efficient. You don't get to upload very frequently when you're doing things to that degree. And the fact that I've been making YouTube poops for so long, since like 2014 or something, I still have the muscle memory and the ability to sort of make something that's more simple, but still effective, still a decent YouTube poop. Yeah, I feel renewed in my confidence in terms of YouTube creation, thanks to my recent lucky streaks, and very grateful for the response that all these videos have gotten. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's basically everything that I wanted to talk about today in this self-indulgent live stream. My next stream, I shall continue my Lego network, this other nostalgia of mine, an old Lego Flash game that was like leveling up through crafting and sending things to different networkers. It was like Facebook, but gamified for kids. So I'm going to check in and do a live stream about every week, because that way I'll be able to harvest the maximum amount of the little modules on my profile, things like that. Oh, it's neat. It's neat. I'm not sure if many people are that interested in it, but I'm going to keep doing it. So that's just that. I think I have another live stream planned. I think me and Lucy are going to join in a live stream together. And we're going to play some old Wallace and Gromit Flash games. Going to check some of those guys out, see what we think. Hopefully people will enjoy at least some of that stuff. Bye-bye for now, guys. Well, okay. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? No, yeah, I think that's everything. All right. Ta-ta.